Hey guys, thanks for joining me for this video. I hope that wherever you are and whoever you're with, that you are safe and healthy and enjoying your day. But this morning, I received news through a text message that someone that I know, someone I care about, now has COVID-19 and is on a ventilator. And I'm just telling you, that changes things when you find out someone you care about is being affected by this. So I wanted to talk with you about something I've been thinking about today, and that is the fact that I know a lot of times we're trying to encourage each other that everything's going to be okay, that we're all going to make it through this. But here's my question. What if everybody isn't okay? Because if what we've been told is true, there's going to be thousands of people that lose their lives over the next few weeks, and some of those people are going to be people that we know. They're going to be people that we care about, people we look up to. And the question is, how do we process that? How do we deal with the reality that we could lose someone close to us? In fact, some of us could lose our lives. And I'm not saying that to scare anyone. I'm just saying that's a reality. And we need to ask the question, what is our response to that? And this is what I've come up with. I think we need to share our story. We need to share what we believe. And as I've watched over the last couple of weeks, everyone's on social media. Everyone's playing all these games and having all these quizzes and posting pictures of places they've been. But none of those things are going to change where someone spends eternity. We have an opportunity right now as followers of Jesus to share what Jesus has done in our life so that other people can hear what God can do in their life if they put their faith in Jesus. So my challenge to you is to do what I'm about to do, and that is just to make a short video telling your story about how Jesus has changed your life, and put the hashtag, Jesus changed my life. And maybe tag your church so that people in your church can hear your story. Because if something happens to me, I want other people to have a way to hear what I believe about Jesus and about eternal life. And I know you do too. So I just challenge you to do that. So here's my story. I grew up going to church like many of you. I was there on Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, anytime the doors were open. And I was a good kid. I knew all the Bible stories. But I specifically remember when I was 10 years old on a Sunday night when the pastor was preaching, that just something changed. It clicked in my heart, and I understood what it meant to be saved. I understood that I needed Jesus to forgive me of my sin. So during the invitation time, when the pastor invites you to come down and make a decision to put your faith in Jesus, I did that, and I talked with one of our deacons, and he explained to me what it meant to put my faith in Jesus. And I prayed a prayer asking Jesus to forgive me of my sin and to come into my life and change me. And I felt great, and for several years I was good, but my relationship with Jesus really didn't change my everyday life. And I guess when I was about 15 or 16, I started having doubts and questions about whether or not I really knew what I was doing when I was 10 years old, if I really prayed the prayer right, or if I understood everything that I needed to understand. And I had all these doubts and really fearful of, if I died, where I would spend eternity, until one night when I was in an argument with my parents, I just blurted out, I don't even know if I died tonight, if I would spend eternity in heaven. And that shut down the argument. They called the pastor, took me over to his house. We talked. I re-prayed the prayer. I wrote in my Bible that on that date, I'd put my faith in Jesus, and I knew where I'd spend eternity in heaven. And once again, I felt great, but that didn't last all that long before the doubts and questions started to come back. But then eventually it clicked with me that my salvation, my relationship with Jesus, my eternal security of going to heaven when I die did not rest on my ability to be good enough, because that's what I thought it depended on. When I was doing good, I thought Jesus loved me and God loved me. But when I struggled, that God couldn't love me. But then it just clicked that my relationship with Jesus is based off of Jesus being good enough, about him living the life I could not live, and him dying the death I deserved to die. And when I understood that, there was so much freedom. And now I have assurance that, I have real life today. I have purpose. I know that God has me here for a reason. And I know that if something happens to me, if my life ends tomorrow, I know where I'll spend eternity. But my biggest concern is that those of you that I love and I care about, that you know that you're confident that if your life is taken from you, whether it be by disease or a virus or some kind of tragedy or natural causes, that you know where you'd spend eternity. So I would encourage you to consider your faith in Jesus. And it's very simple. You just have to realize that you're a sinner, that you're broken, that you're in rebellion against God. And you just come to God and say, God, I'm so sorry. Would you just forgive me of my sin? Would you come into my life and change me and make me a new person and help me to live for you? You can do that right where you're sitting. And if you've got any questions, I would love for you to reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you or find some other Christian that could walk you through this. But I know that Jesus has changed my life. I hope that he's changed yours as well.